Joe travelled back to the 80s, to the movies he fondly recalled, with Annie and Tom Cruise and Sly and Bruce Willis before he went bald. Back when the movies were simple and the plots had no deep commentary, just some hero with biceps and witty one-liners shooting all he could see.
Then all some steamed Benny.
But I guess the grass is greener when you're wearing those rose-tinted shades. But while he's stuck in the 80s, John will take his movie lemons and give you lemonade. So sit back and relax, just sit back wherever you are, for the movie reviews and the science bits too. On Shitcase Cinema, on the Shitcase Cinema, oh it's the Shitcase Cinema.
Rat brain. Damn right, rat brain.
Battlefield Earth. It has the reputation of being one of the worst films ever made. Now, if you've not had the pleasure of seeing this film, then let me assure you, it's not worth your time. I don't really know what to say about it, to be honest. It's just incredibly bad. Now, the full title is actually Battlefield Earth, a saga of the year 3000, so it's obviously set in the future. The human race has been pretty much wiped out by a race known as Psychlos, although due to slips of the tongue, if I keep saying the word psycho, just let me off with it because it's an easy mistake to make. And probably because I'm not paying attention as well, because it's just boring. Now, as with all futuristic movies, there's a few humans kicking around, living in caves or holes in the ground or whatever. Now, have you noticed in these movies that they always wear clothes made out of animal skin? I know fashion trends come and go, but all I can say is I'm really sad that I won't be around in the year 3000. I really want to be able to walk around half naked wearing pieces of animal skin and not feel like a dick. Anyway, this guy here is the main hero. I remember him from Saving Private Ryan as the sniper guy. Now, his name's not revealed to us for well over 30 minutes into the film, so you're left wondering who he is and what he's doing. But to save you the pain and torture that I went through, I'll tell you his name. It's Johnny. So say hello to Johnny, the hero of the human race. No, Johnny. Johnny.
Johnny.
Yay.
That's the first intelligent thing you've said yet.
Now, Johnny runs away from his family and friends as he's sick of living in a fucking cave and he wants to venture out. So he rides away on his horse and meets new friends along the way, as well as statues which look like they've come off a golf course or something, and he thinks that they're gods or some crazy shit. Now, I should point out that this movie is based in and around the realms and beliefs of Scientology and all that mumbo jumbo, so that should give you some idea as to how baffling and fucked up that this movie is. Running in at just over 2 hours, it's a real slow and pleasant chore to get through. It's like swimming through a river of shit with no boat and using your tongue as a paddle. Now, I had to watch it in small installments because I was so bored of it, and I just kept getting distracted by watching my fish in my fish tank. It's really interesting how they know when it's feeding time, considering certain assholes believe they have the mere 3-second memory. Speaking of short memory spans, the filmmakers must have been getting high from sniffing fish food flakes, as the movie is just a confusing mess and it's made more unbearable to watch by having 50% of the movie filmed in slow motion or on an angle, or sometimes a combination of both slow motion and angled shots, which is really a bollock basher. It's just absolutely cliched beyond belief and becomes exceedingly infuriating. You'll get serious neck ache from tilting your head every 5 seconds to see what the hell is going on. But the worst stylistic feature donned by the wonderful director is the screen wipe as a transition between scenes. Now, it was probably a nice change and a breath of fresh air when the original Star Wars movies used it, but it's just embarrassing and it might happen well over 50 times, but I lost count, to be honest. But anyway, I don't want to get all technical about styles and whatever, it's just fucking boring. So, this scene here basically uses every terrible style it can. Johnny is caught by the Psychlos whilst his two friends are shot. He whistles for his horse, which instantly appears in slow motion, and on an angled shot, and in green as well. It's just awful. Now, Also, the other strange thing is there's no sound effects or dialogue going on at all, just some shit dreary music, which I guess is meant to add to the tension, but it led me to think something was wrong with the sound, so I spent a few minutes playing around with settings, thinking something must be broken, but no, it's just a crap scene and a crap movie. But then Johnny shouts out, which was a little over dramatic, but then I realised everything was fine. So thanks, Johnny. So, Johnny the hero tries to run away in slow motion and he's shot, which sends him flying through plate glass window after plate glass window. All in slow motion, of course, which is just amazing. I mean, I've never seen anything like it before, and it's easily the most exciting part of the movie. But Johnny wasn't killed. No, because then the movie would be over. Which probably would have been a good thing, but sadly the filmmakers want to torture us some more, as well as make us look around for sharp objects to pierce into our eyes and ears. Now, there's so many pointless and ridiculous, laughable, inane, absurd, senseless, pitiful, moronic, irritable, bullshit situations that I could literally sit here for 2 hours and rip it to pieces, but it's not worth anybody's time. So, in short, John Travolta pops up looking like this. He and his cyclo friends all walk around very clumsily because they're standing on stilts to make them appear 10 foot tall. It's just pathetic. And Travolta wants Johnny and the other humans to mine gold so he can be rich. He calls Johnny Rat Brain all the time throughout the movie, which becomes increasingly amusing and annoying in equal amounts.
Rat brain. Damn right, rat brain.
If any of you rat brains...
I'm rat brain and listen to you rat brains.
Go John! I think he calls him Rat Brain because at one point, Johnny, who has been starving for about 3 days, eats a live rat, which he captures in, yep, you guessed it, slow fucking motion. It's just brilliant. Simply brilliant. I love it.
That's their favorite food.
Of course it is. They could have selected anything they wanted.
It's not even cooked.
The Cyclos are really bad pilots of their own ships, as this scene here shows them randomly crash into a building. All the rubble falls down in wonderfully styled angled shots and in slow motion. Somebody shouts out, "Run! Run!" So Johnny gets up and runs. In slow motion, of course, and is ultimately caught once again. It seems like the movie's looping over and over. He escapes, he's captured, he escapes, he's captured. Boring. I'd rather watch fucking Groundhog Day. Now, I really have to stress, it's an impossible task to talk about how utterly awful this movie is. You have to witness it yourself to understand. The acting is utterly appalling, and no one is worse on show than Travolta himself. Johnny ends up becoming all knowledgeable, and he teaches his friends to fly jets that they conveniently find. And in an even more convenient stroke of luck, they also still happen to be in fine working order despite not being flown for about 1,000 years. Well, the bottom line is you simply have to watch this film to believe it. It's truly an utter pile of shit, and it makes you lose faith in movies full stop. It's just a depressing, sad waste of time, and it makes me ill just thinking about it. So, fuck this, I've had enough.
Stupid humans.